What's up, my construction entrepreneurs? Tyrone Jones here with the Construction Entrepreneur School and Services. Back again. All right, so on this video, I'm going to talk about truck rates, what I charge for my truck, you know. And I think this truck and fuel costs is one thing as new entrepreneurs, as new contractors, we do not add to our bid. Um, that I think is that and taxes. And what I mean by taxes, I'm talking about taxes on the materials, taxes on the products that you're paying. I think we miscalculate a lot of that. You know, I think a lot of us have numbers in our head because we're like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for so long. I know about how much that costs, and uh, what I find out is that a lot of people say that, and then when they actually do numbers, they realize they're making a whole lot less than what they were making. I think a lot of people out here are charging low pricing and making a steady amount of money coming in, so it seems like you're making a decent amount of money. But when something goes wrong or something goes bad or things slow down or things stop, is when you really see like true numbers come to play where you're like, oh man, I can't, what happened? I cannot afford this. I cannot pay this. And you was never really making decent money. You just had cash flow coming in. Um, so let's talk about truck rates. Okay. Fuel and truck rates. Okay. So one thing I do is I get what I pay for my auto. I try to figure out what I need to charge at a minimum on what I pay per month. Okay. And that goes to the job site. Okay. Um, and I figure out what I pay on auto, and I try to get it covered within there. And you know, um, so right now my truck rate is about 350 a day, um, and that'll cover my fuel, that'll cover my costs. And if I feel that we're driving out way farther, then I'll bump that up to 450 a day. Um, and maybe I'll add. Oh yes. Okay, tell them I'm doing a video. I'll be in there in a little bit. Um, Sometimes I'll add it higher if we got to go a little bit further, and travel a little bit more. Then I'll definitely tack in a little bit more. But usually 350 a day is fine. Um, and that'll cover. Truck is working every day. So, and I'm charging for a truck. What if I have a truck on that job or not? Sometimes, like before, I used to have like three trucks. Right now, I'm down to one truck, one brand new truck. I got a 2024 truck. I think it's 2024, 2023. So I got one truck, and these trucks just kept having trouble and problems, and just costing so much. So I just traded them in, and now I just got one truck. But what I was doing for a while there is I was taking my trucks off the road because it was just costing too much to keep these things going, especially how fuel costs was being hiked up. So what I was doing is I put a container on the job site, a 10 by 10 container on the job site, and I'll load up tools and equipment within that container on the job site. And my guys would just have to, one guy would just drive everything from the yard, load that container with everything that we'll need on that job site, and they'll just sit there. And the foreman, I'll pay them a wage to drive their truck, and I give them a fuel card. That's just the foreman, and that's how I do that. And I charge the 350 per day still, even if there's no truck on the job site. I mean, they don't know my bid is all one number bid. And even if I had to break down my bid, which sometimes I do, I'll show them that hey, this is my truck charge for this job. Either you accept it or you don't. But I charge 350. I think definitely back in the day I was missing that, and not really counting true fuel costs into my bids. And fuel is expensive. You know, wear and tear on a vehicle is expensive. And if you're not accounting for that, and I used to have a separate account for vehicles. We used to have separate accounts for vehicles, rentals, distributions, like owner distributions, payroll, and I want to say something else. You used to have a few accounts where I just, you know, when I got paid, I tried to add those things into those accounts. One thing I was adding it into the truck expense account, and that was growing, and I was actually making money on that, and actually able to take that out and fund other areas of the operations, you know, which was good. Or I didn't have a problem with getting new tires or, you know, repairs worked on these cars, on these trucks when it was time to, you know. So it was a good thing. But I think charging for fuel costs, you know, real time, because, and it's not just looking at, you know, charging for fuel costs like, a day I should drive this amount. No, like when we drive, how many times you run in a Home Depot? How many times you go into a supply yard? You know, like think about on an average day of what you're doing, you know, and just get it right. Like, okay, I'm spending, you know, and then go on the high side, you know, always, you know, play on the high side. So you're like, hey, I go to, you know, as further as out I go is here, and this is this many miles, and then I may go to Home Depot in one day 3 times. You know, there's days that, you know, people go to Home Depot, White Cap, used to be Hub. Hub is no more. Um, you know, all these different supply places, different times of day, man, and that adds to the cost. And then getting back home, you know, and if you don't have that factored into your bid, you wonder why at the end of the job, like you're supposed to make 1,400 and you're only making $450, and that's what it be. It'd be these taxes on these materials that you're paying that you're not accounting for, and this fuel cost that you're not accounting for, and the wear and tear on your vehicle that you're not accounting for. So, um, you know, um, you know, you should be charging something. I would say, as a rule of thumb, and I've done this for other videos too as well. As a rule of thumb, you should be charging for a vehicle what it costs to rent your vehicle or a small truck. If your truck was to break down, what did it cost to rent it every day? And that's what you charge. That's what you should be charging there, because if your car breaks down, your truck breaks down, you would need to go rent one. And there's no sense not having that cost into your bid if you have to do that, because it's just going to eat at your bottom line. So put a rental cost in there if you don't want to charge for it. If you don't really fully understand what it costs to charge for your trucks, look at what it costs. Look up what it would cost, and not just look it online. Actually call them, get a quote on what it would cost, the taxes, the fees, the insurance, everything, to have that truck for, you know, per day. I mean, get the weekly cost, get the monthly cost, which is good because it'll probably be cheaper in the end, but get that daily cost, and then use that daily cost to add into your bid. And that way, if something does break down, then yeah, you got it covered. You know that, hey man, get this thing towed, and let's go rent a truck at U-Haul or Enterprise or whoever, you know, Home Depot, wherever you need to rent a truck from. Put it in there. Sit, man. And then figure out what gas it. Sit. And I'm gonna let you go with that. I'll let this video run too long, just jabbing. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know what you charge for your vehicle. Let me know if you're not charging for your vehicle. Let me know if you're charging for gas, you know, or is this one of the factors that you don't charge, and maybe the reason why you're getting so many damn jobs. That could be it too, man. Shucks. More construction entrepreneurs. I'm gonna let you guys go with that. Remember, hustle hard, then hustle harder. Catch you on the next one.